Hi, I'm Nikki, and welcome to Create a Sim. I was asked how I create a sim while letting them tell me what they want in their own life, what their personality is. So I'm going to give it a shot. The easiest way to start that is by doing a story. It gives you a good base. If you don't do the story, you might want to do the random legacy roller, or I have combined it in the past and made the story and then rolled the random legacy roller until I got one that matched. Like, if they got a career, I got one that matched the career. Kind of thing. I've done complicated stuff, okay? So, yes, we want to create a story. We're going with young adult. And our first question, I'm actually going to be writing all the questions down. I don't always do this, the questions and the answers, but I wanted to do it this time and try and put a little paragraph for the gallery for their description. So, I'm going to spin my wheel. I have a 1 to 4 wheel that I'm spinning. And it boringly gave me 1. So the most important thing to me is my stuff. All written down. Song I like just came on the radio. And I crank it up. Alright, let's go. Meditation is best done in the sauna. So they like going to the sauna.
Oh, okay.
Alright. I've already lost my wheel. Good job, me. Here we go. Open mic night at the bar, and I'm up. I tell my best jokes. If I end up with the entertainer career, I'm gonna be mad.
Bubrona.
Looks like the trait up there changed. I'm watching you, shadow person. What do I save my money for? Well, what do you save your money for? A better home. That's fair. You're saving up for a house. And the best way for you to relax is TV and junk food. My favorite way to relax, too. What's for dinner? Veggies? For somebody who wants TV and junk food for relaxing, veggies is your normal dinner. Interesting.
Pame Snurzo.
When taking a quiz, I don't really feel like answering that one. How do I get by in life? I mooch off friends. So you're a moocher, huh? I get by with a little help from my friends. Your interest in politics. Your interest in politics is in speaking truth to power. Right on.
Jauna.
What do I do to cheer myself up? What do you do? Oh, to cheer yourself up, you spend time with family? That's so cute.
Ooh. Huh? Glaffy.
Hello, dude. Nice to meet you. You are an unemployed comedian. Well, I mean, I guess, okay. You got a charisma skill, too, and your starting funds is standard. You want a mansion, so you are definitely saving for a house. Business savvy, you're a goofball, you love music, you're materialistic, and we gotta leave Create a Sim to get the rest of your personality. But first, I don't like the tiny shoulders. So we're gonna randomize you until I like the way you look. And that will be the base I start with. And I don't know how entertaining randomizing people is. Hi, your teeth are very pointy. I like your little curls and cowboy hat. That's kind of cute. Alright, I haven't done anything except randomize, but I think I can work with him. I like the pretty blue eyes, and his disheveled hair really feels unemployed to me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and... I guess it doesn't matter. I prefer... Oh, that would have worked. I prefer to start with A. It's not really a mandatory thing, but I like starting with A if there's a legacy, so I'd prefer to give him an A name. Or I could not. Really? There we go. Andreas. Andreas? Andreas. Denny? You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be playing with you, guy. I'm sorry. This is what you get. We are going to put you in the world so that I get to keep your career and money. Usually it's important. Alright, back in CAS. Because he had a long sleeve shirt on, I chose fall, and then just dropped him on an empty lot, one of the little 20 by 15s in Newcrest, to keep it cheap as possible. For now. You dislike brown? You like Latin pop music? Spirited Sims? You like singing? You don't like streetwear, so I won't use that or brown. You like potty humor? Okay, yeah, you already told me you told jokes. And you like suburban contemporary decor? Well, that's gonna impact where we live. Alright, bud. Let's see what we got for clothing. I like to use the colors, what packs they're from, if they're not custom, to figure out even more about them. Like, if you're wearing a pith helmet, you're probably going to do some archaeology, okay? Sure, it may be an excuse because I absolutely love archaeology, but you're gonna. Okay, bud. That's your swimwear. Alright? Okay. Interesting. Oh, I also need to go through and make sure none of that was streetwear. Because any of it that was streetwear needs to go. So far, you're good. You're not wearing any streetwear on top. Another thing is, his pants didn't have any streetwear either. But he also did not have any full body outfits. So he's kind of a t-shirts and jeans kind of person, I guess. You don't want a full jumpsuit. Need streetwear. Yep, I'm not seeing anything so far. Looks like you're good. You didn't pick any streetwear. I guess I really feel like being extra. I just went through and fully mapped out all the colors he's using in his clothes. Most of his stuff was gray. That one has the most amount of times it was used. He had some few brown things on, so I just discounted those altogether. But gray, black, and a orange coral color, and like a creamy white. And I guess the other one that's tied for that is blue, too. So gray is the most, then black, and then he has some orangey coral, cream white, and blue in his outfits. And he has this is all Dream Home Decorator. So maybe that's a hint at a job he should be doing to try and get his mansion while doing some stand-up on the sides and maybe some public singing. That won't be too bad for you, will it? Let me actually dress this fool. Alright, here he is. I let him keep the almost a full outfit here of the Dream Home Decorator outfit. But what I did do is put fun socks on as many of his outfits as possible because he's a jokey guy. So he really wanted separates, so we did a lot of separates, and he had a nice fancy vest shirt, so he does want to dress up. And of course, fancy socks. Really? Fine. I wish there was a way to toggle base game too. So some of this I would take, like these shorts were on his swimwear, but I put them on his active. I switched where certain things were like that. I tried to stick to his color palette using gray as much as possible. I usually just do that visually, like I go, okay, I'm seeing a lot of this, this, and this, and then I go in, but I actually tallied it this time. And I tried to keep him CC free, which is kind of a moot point, because his hair and eyes are CC. And he has water shoes, so maybe he likes going swimming or at least in a pond? Maybe some camping in the future? And I did this sweater because it's got the holes and we know he's unemployed. Did make sure to add all his colors into his likes. And I wonder if I can find a replacement for the hair and eyes. I'd like to be able to put this on the gallery without CC, but who knows? Oh, in case you want the hair, it's by Simandy. Simandy. Second black color. I'm not certain what we have. I think it's technically a short hair. I have to get through so many hairs just to find out if this one is classified as short. No. So it's a medium hair. Okay. I mean, I guess we have the Caleb, which does the swoopy swoop. But, I mean, that hair needs some updated. Do we have any more eyes being covered? Do not seem to. It's such a big change in his look, though. Ugh. I guess it works. It's a hair that I would need to get rid of. We could try that one. There just isn't a good bangs in the eyes. Let me check a lady's hair. Oh, we could do that. The little bright. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to change the texture, though. Oh, I guess I've technically never used these. I usually come in and get rid of that. I mean, that's kind of in the face, but it doesn't give the mess look. We could go 50s, 60s, some 70s for the guys. Yeah, this one's hard to dupe. I guess we got some off to the sides. I think this one's going to be our best fit. And the eyes are this blue. So we want a darker one. I still use my defaults, so it might still mark it as CC. It even does that when I don't use CC, so usually just for houses, so it's just a gallery. Alright, bud, you're done. You're ready to earn your mansion. Let's get you out of Creative Sim. I guess I could go ahead and upload you for now. Yeah, there it is. Modded. But at least you won't lose the hair and eyes. They should match up. It's gonna take me a bit to write. Alright, there we go. I wrote it. It says, "Hi, the most important thing to me is my stuff, and I am saving up for a better house. I get by with a little help, mooching, from my friends, doing open mic stand-up, and singing. When it comes to politics, I believe in speaking truth to power. Although I like veggies for dinner, relaxing with TV and junk food, or some sauna meditation is the best. I crank up the radio when my jam comes on, but nothing cheers me up like hanging with family." So I'm gonna put Andy Denny here on the gallery. I'll put him under my hashtag. I hope you have fun with him if you choose to use him. Alright, I got the hashtags. I also did hashtag StoryStarter because I thought that might be a fun way to hashtag these Sims if I make any more. Is this as story starters? I don't know. Here he is on the gallery. How many packs did I use? All of them. Lots of them. And some kits. Oh, well. And remember, it says he's custom. And at this point, if I was going to play him, we've already decided basically on his career choice for now. What do you want here? You would like to eventually buy that fridge? That's your first thing you want to buy? And you want to dance to stereo music. So I definitely take these into account, all their little thoughts and fears. Also, generally what they want to do, because I like to build. I would then take all the information he gave me, including likes, dislikes, his outfit style, and what, especially the furniture style, and go figure out where in my decades that fits, because I assign decades to every world and yada yada yada. Or sometimes Pinterest gives me a floor plan and I go, I really want to make that. I'll just add his likes and dislikes to that floor plan because it likes to do that. So, suburban contemporary, huh? There's a couple places that could be. Or the worlds that I would put him to live at. I could pull it off in Willow Creek, Oasis Springs, Brindleton Bay, Del Sol Valley, Strangerville, Evergreen Harbor, maybe Copperdale, definitely San Sequoia. And that's pretty much it for the suburban contemporary look for me. But since he's so down on his luck, I would probably do maybe an apartment where he's renting and he tries to save up from there. I rags to riches him on a lot, in which case, like, he has longer sleeves, so we'd want somewhere that's not Oasis Springs, Strangerville, Del Sol, the hotter locations. So honestly, I think for him, I'd like the struggle of San Myshuno because he would get an apartment and there are so many Sims that congregate in like the little public areas that you could easily bring your mic with you and do singing and stand-up comedy just out in public. So I would most likely start him in an apartment and build up from there. My other options would be to build the entire shell, and then I tend to break it down to the point where it's just small enough for a tiny home. And sometimes I have the walls already there, just broken and looking like you're constructing. Or I make little rooms. I just save the rooms till it's small enough to be a tiny house. And then put it together like a puzzle. Or the rags to riches, you can either give him a tent or not give him a tent. There are a few different ways that I would do this depending on how I felt. Because for him, he eventually wants the house, but he definitely doesn't have the funds for that. Because if you've done this aspiration or you've seen the aspiration, I'll go back in so we can look at it. The aspiration levels, you need a bunch of art, you need a bunch of landscaping, you need a bunch of windows, and you need a bunch of columns. So he's going to need a decently sized lot, probably bigger than the 30-20. If you could do it on a 30x20, but it's going to be so squishy. Now, I do have some mods that help with the personality too. Like, I have talents and weaknesses, but sometimes that gets them real wrong. Because they'll tell you somebody who loves handiness absolutely cannot do handiness. So, like, this one struggles with learning writing. You write your jokes. So that's going to be a little difficult. I think that only depends on your comedy skill, though. And he's not going to be good at programming. And he's a natural born dancer. But I also have RPO that tells me whether he'd be happy to have a child or not. And that's based on your traits. And he makes sense that he would be happy to have a child. It goes well with the fact that happiness comes from being around family. But that's really all I got, unless I did like a full playthrough of how I create a sim and their personality. There's probably stuff that I do that I don't realize it. let me know if there are any questions about certain things I pick out. Otherwise, bye-bye!